There are lots of different ways to produce perspective sketches and drawings, and I'm going to show you a few techniques today. We've got a living dining room here. What we're going to do is draw the section at the back of the room on this floor plan, focusing on the top right hand corner, which has 2 windows, a small work desk, a fireplace and a column. You may have seen people using pins and an elastic band to draw in perspective. I'm going to use this technique to show and explain how these drawings are done. The pins represent the vanishing points, and the elastic band attached to them gives you an easy guide to where the lines need to be drawn. When the elastic is horizontal across the page, this represents the horizon line. All the lines that you draw in a perspective drawing should be in accordance with these vanishing points, and then every other line that you draw should be either horizontal or vertical. I'm using a pen now to define these lines that I've drawn. Overall, this sketch has taken quite a while to complete because of using the pencil first. To create quick sketches, feel free to just use a pen. Light colours can also help with this. You can also use whatever mediums you like, but some of the pens I'm using today include Pentel sign pens and the Pentel Flare, which is great at providing different line thicknesses. What I'm going to do now is remove my pencil and use a yellow pen to define these lines instead. The yellow lines essentially remove the need for the elastic band, but it does take some practice to draw these straight and without a ruler. Try to use as much of a page as possible when you're sketching. This helps keep a project cohesive, and sketches can be whatever size you like. Don't be afraid to overlap your sketches too. As long as you're filling that page, it's giving you the most creative freedom. 1 point perspective is often used for smaller rooms and spaces with a strong central focal point towards the back, whereas 2 point perspective is used for wider angles and larger spaces. You can see in this sketch that I've used 1 vanishing point, whereas in the last one I used 2. So let's do another one, another 2 point perspective sketch. The reason we often use 2 point is because it gives a strong wide angle view. This time we're going to be drawing the other side of the room, which has a dining table. This time I'll use the pencil again to plan the lines coming from the vanishing points. You can see here that I'm using the lines from the vanishing points to define the height of the dining chairs. Remember that this is still a sketch, so it doesn't have to be perfect or completely accurately defined. It just needs to represent the space that you're working on. What I'm doing here is adding some extra definition with some decoration, adding a few pops of colour. Sometimes when you need to define the lines accurately, you can line up a ruler with the vanishing point to assure that you're drawing in the right position. I recommend practicing and getting good at doing this by eye, as it does save you a lot of time. Here I'm adding some lighting fixtures. See how the ones closer to the view are larger. This is because the perspective lines allow us to do this. I'm adding some storage around the perimeter of the room here also. You can feel free to rub out your pencil lines afterwards or leave them in. This is completely up to you. Now, when you have a different idea for the same project, maybe you want to try out a different style of furniture perhaps, You can really easily layer over your existing sketch with tracing paper. This is where sketching gets really quick and easy. This is an invaluable skill for when you're in design consultations. Here's another paper type. This is recycled layout paper. It has a much more opaque appearance than tracing paper. You can also buy it in a clean white. Because tracing paper needs to have a blank piece of paper underneath, sometimes it can be useful to use layout paper to sketch. Much easier to show clients. Remember that not all sketches need to be neat and tidy. As long as they're getting across the style, layout and initial ideas of your project, they can be presented in whatever way you like. Practice makes perfect though, and sketching is a skill, not a gift. So have a go and maybe some of these techniques might help you. And good luck and thank you for watching.